Okay, so today what we're going to be doing, we're going to be making the Dalgona from Squid Game, but in about 5 minutes. So I just want to show you how quick it actually is to make, and it's super easy, and it turns out it's a fun game to play when your life is not on the line. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay then, so we're going to try to do this handheld, but basically what we have here, we have some baking paper or parchment paper, just to stop it sticking, because this will be super sticky, so do make sure you have some of this. We will just put some oil on that, just a little bit. Rub it in with your fingers or use a brush, whatever you like, but we're going to try to do this pretty quickly. Well, not super quick, but just to show you how quick it actually is. So we'll just dab it here and there. I do have a little bit of water underneath the actual parchment paper, just so it'll actually stick to the counter a bit better. Then you just need someone to press it down with. I've just got this sort of burger press here. We'll put literally a drop of oil on there. That is too much oil. So we'll just feed that with a tissue, just so it's a little bit oily, so then this can then stick on. Another bit of parchment paper. This is quite hard doing it one-handed, I've got to say. So that should be okay. And then what we will do is put another little blob. Oh no. No. Right, let's put another little blob there. There we go. Move that around. Okay, now that should stick a much better, hopefully at least anyway. Okay, now that we got that stuck down, put a little blob there. Move that around. Again, you guys can do it a lot better because you won't be doing it one-handed. Okay, so we got that. We've got our parchment paper, and yeah, then we've got a little bit of baking powder. Most recipes they say you need baking soda, but yeah, I've tried it with baking powder, it works, so if that's the only thing you have, you can use that. Then we do have our ladle to actually put the sugar in, chopstick to mix it all up, and then we have a little cup to make our little circle shape. You can use what you like. And then the star of the show is obviously going to be the sugar. So let us get into this. Oh, and I will just say, I've got some hot water. I'm going to be putting this in here, and this is just so we can put the ladle in and the chopstick once we're done, just so it doesn't stick to them and become an absolute horrible mess to try and clean. So then, let's get into it. Right then, to get started, we're going to get our ladle here. We've got our chopstick, and we need our sugar as well. So all we're going to do is we're going to take 2 teaspoons of sugar. You can have just another little pinch. So we've got that there. We'll take our baking powder or baking soda. Just get that ready as well. I'll just use a teaspoon, and literally you just want the tiniest amount ever, really. Yeah, just something really small, a little pinch, probably even a little bit less than that, but we'll just go with that. Doesn't really have to be too specific. We'll put that to the side, and then we shall turn on the gas. And yeah, so what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be constantly stirring with this chopstick in our ladle, as you can probably see. And you know, when making, it's basically a caramel. But when making a caramel, you normally wouldn't stir, just because usually that would mean everything would sort of crystallise, but it doesn't seem to do it in this. I don't know the science behind that. Usually whenever I've stirred a caramel, it's always like messed up terribly, and it's yeah, gone really bad. But with this, it's fine. It doesn't matter. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put it close to the flame, lift it up every now and then as well, so it doesn't get too hot. You don't want to end up burning it. So we'll just keep stirring. You might be able to see it does sort of start to form some clumps. You might be able to see a little bit of melt in there as well. So just keep going. It will clump up a little bit, but then it will just melt back down, so it'll be fine. Again, I'm just going to hold it a bit closer to the flame and pull it up a little bit. And sort of the colour we're sort of looking for is, it's just kind of like a light golden colour. You can make it a little bit darker if you want. The only thing then is you're going to have a little bit of a bitter aftertaste. But yeah, that's fine. For example, the first one I did sort of mess up a little bit. I went a little bit too long. When I was doing this the other day for the actual video where I actually tried to play the game with the Dalgona. If you haven't seen that, the link is in the description. But yeah, now you can see it is clumped up quite a fair bit. And again, you just want to pull in the sides, stir it down. You can knock some of the bigger clumps in as well to break them up a little bit. But just keep stirring. And it will eventually start to form into a uniform caramel, basically. So yeah, it's definitely getting closer. And then when it does sort of start to get to this point where it is mostly liquid, that's when you can start to hit the clumps a bit more vigorously and then actually mix a bit faster as well, as you're not going to spill anything. And this is also the point as well, you don't want to be too close to the flame like that, just because you'll end up burning the caramel or darkening it too much. So you just want to keep it up a bit and make sure that the rest of the clumps of sugar just sort of melt. So we're almost there. I'm not sure how long it's been, but I don't think it's been too long really. I mean, if you were making a couple of these and you had someone with you, you could just pop this into a saucepan and basically do the exact same thing but of a larger amount of sugar. And as you poured, they could actually start to press down on the Dalgona and stamp it how you want. So there we're pretty much done. There's maybe one slight little clump in there now, but that should be fine once we put the baking powder in. But yeah, you can see it's a nice colour now. It's nice golden colour. So we'll just put our chopstick down for 2 seconds. We'll chuck in the baking powder, even though I dropped it a little bit, but that's fine. Pick up your chopstick again. This is where you want to be quick. Keep it just above the heat. Make sure you mix it in quickly. Make sure you take down the sides as well. Put it back on the heat quickly a second, just so it helps it puff up. And once you notice that everything is pretty much mixed in, you want to go pour it out before it starts to burn. There we go. You can bring in the sides as well if it's going too far on one side to make it more of a circle. But then plunge it into your water. I'll do this a bit one-handed. It should be a bit easier. Before it cools down too much, we'll basically press down on it like that. Make sure you press quite evenly. Okay, and then you should just be able to lift your press up like that. This one's come a little bit wider than you'd normally want, but now you just kind of wait a minute, give it a little bit of a fanning. We'll turn off the gas while we're there. Okay, and hopefully it should just peel off. So, and that bit there, you can see that it wants to stick still, so we'll give it another sec. We'll just check the other side. That's not ready yet either. That isn't yet. So it's almost there, just give it another little bit of a fan. So we found an area that isn't sticking, so we'll pull it from there. And this point you can wait a little bit longer. Oh, there we go, grab that, pop your shape in, push down, lift up, and there you go. And then you can also just take it off the back quite easily. Quite now, you can pick it up. It's hot, but it's not too hot. And yeah, that is one Dalgona Squid Game cookie thing. I forgot to make an outro. Right then, so here is our completed Dalgona biscuity thing. I'm halfway through getting this out, almost halfway through getting it out. Yeah, I would say this came out a little bit darker than I was intended to. I lost a little bit of time actually just basically redoing the camera, repositioning the camera slightly. So yeah, this is probably 2 or 3 seconds past what I would want to. So it's ever so slightly darker. But if you prefer like a bitter aftertaste, then definitely make it around this sort of colour, a little bit darker instead of a light golden brown. Yeah, these are really nice to eat. The game is really fun to do. And if you want to see me have a go at the Squid Game Dalgona game, then click on the link in the description down below or in the cards here or there, I forget which side it is, and see if I would manage to survive the actual Squid Game. But yeah, I would also just say your first attempt might come out like this. They do sort of darken very, very quickly once they get to that stage. So you do have to be quick to get them out to get that light gold colour. But as you saw, it doesn't take very long, so you can just repeat the step if you do burn it. And yeah, like I said in the actual video, if there are more of you, you can kind of put more in at a time and get a couple out at the same time. But that's going to be all from me for this one. If you liked it, leave a like, would greatly help me out. And if you are new to the channel, you did like this sort of content-y stuff, then maybe do consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell to be notified of when new videos like this come out. That's going to be all from me, so goodbye and ciao ciao.